Hi everyone, and welcome to our ThingLink webinar, which is going to be all about a new product which is called Guided Tours. And you'll see it's just me today. Kyla unfortunately has been unavoidably detained and is unable to join us today, but I'm very pleased to say that Ivan is with us. He's behind the scenes answering all your questions, so please do put questions into the chat. Please do say where you are in the world. We just love to hear where everyone is. So far we've got ThingLink friends from Iowa. We've got someone from the Isle of Lewis. Hello and welcome. Uruguay. It's just fascinating to see where you're all from. All makes us want to go to the travel agents and book some holidays. So I've got some slides for you, and I've put the link to the slides into the email, which you'll get tomorrow, because I just make sure that there's any links that I mention that I need to pop in there so that you can get them all. And you'll also get a link to the replay. So yeah, you'll be able to sit back, enjoy, play along, go back and watch the action replay at any time. But I'm really pleased to see so many of you here today. So a bit of a recap about what ThingLink is. Hi, Jackie from Aberdeen. Hi, Hamish. So many of you know and love ThingLink already, but I'm really aware that some of you might be joining us for the first time as well. So I'm just going to do a very quick recap. And also, you can't see because I've just put myself there on the screen, but there is that nice little logo there on the bottom left, and I'm very pleased to say that 22 and 23 have been really momentous years for ThingLink. 22, we won the award at CEST Dubai, and that was for the best digital learning product. And then at BET again this year, which is the UK equivalent of EEST, although it's a global event, we were actually awarded Best Digital Learning Product, and that was for higher education there. So yeah, it has been a really good year for us, celebrating all the things that we've achieved. So ThingLink now has about 10 million creators, which is just mind-blowing to think there's 10 million people with accounts that are creating ThingLink experiences and sharing them with the world. And Ulla Maria Koivula, who had this fantastic vision those years ago, 12 years ago, Ulla believed that we learn by interacting with our environments. And this was a fascination that Ulla had while she was studying for her PhD in education at the University of Helsinki. And Ulla was fascinated with Vygotsky's theory of interaction. And that's how we learn by interacting with our environments. And Ulla really believed that with emerging technologies, that everything could be an interface for learning. And actually, with visual media, we can expand the field of our perceptions. Hi, Amanda. Great to see you there. So that's how ThingLink was born, through this vision of being able to make anything an interface for learning. So the concept was quite simple. Let's make it easy so any of our now 10 million creators can add additional hotspots and multimedia hotspots to images. And then we saw videos come along as well. So you can add those hotspots and multimedia tags to your videos, to your 360 images, and then your 360 videos, and also 3D models now. So over the 12 years, ThingLink's really grown to take on board new types of media. Thanks, Amanda. It is genius. It's quite simple, really, but it is actually genius when we think about augmented reality and all of the emerging technologies that we're seeing today. ThingLink was really ahead of its time in thinking about AR and VR worlds. So yeah, that's to give everybody a little bit of history. So it's not something that's been sprung up or a flash in the pan type edtech tool. It really does have a very mature base to it, sustainable base and legacy. So it is a patented technology, and as you know, that means that ThingLink have got this registered to enable people to quickly and easily make images, videos, 360 media and 3D models completely interactive. And ThingLink has grown in that time as well. So where we just had our ThingLink editor, this is a new slide that not many people have seen. So ThingLink in 2023 has now grown to become a powerful suite of tools. And the ThingLink editor is still there. That's like the OG. So you'll be able to use the ThingLink editor to add those additional hotspots. Then you'll see we've got Scenario Builder. This is where you can build branching scenarios. We are also later this year going to launch an AR app. We also have a plugin for Unity. So if you are using Unity to create digital twins or 3D gaming experiences, you'll be able to take a snapshot in that experience and export it as a 360 image to ThingLink so that you can add interactivity to it. But what we're going to talk about today, which is our newest product that we've released, it's still in beta, but it's there for everyone to try, and that is our guided tours. So let's have a look at what guided tours are. So many of you will be aware of the kinds of experiences that you can create to create a 360 tour with ThingLink. So here I've got a 360 image, which I've uploaded to ThingLink. And then this is like a sort of mini tour that I've created. Hi, Judy from Maryland. And you can see in this 360 tour, the viewers can move around the image, and they can also click on the hotspots to see additional information. So on this hotspot, for example, I've got a 3D model, and I've also got this text that's embedded into the tag. Now, that's a fantastic experience on its own. And this format and this structure, which is built using the ThingLink editor, is used globally, and there's millions of virtual tours or learning experiences that have been created using the ThingLink editor and 360 media. And I just want to show you this one quickly because it is quite phenomenal. This is a case study that we released recently of the Royal Ontario Museum, and they've created this virtual tour for their museum. I've actually just muted it because it's got quite a lot of music with it, but it's super impressive. And that's the same tools that everyone's got access to. And then when you get to the end, you're able to click on the tour tag and it takes you through to the virtual tour of the exhibition. And there's lots of tags there. Now, this is still going to be used. That's not going away. It's not being replaced. But what we heard from you, oh, that's fantastic. I've just showcased a tour that someone's made. That's brilliant. We were just saying how fantastic this is. It's just, well, as you know, we've written a case study about it with your permission, and it's just been fantastic. So we love this experience. And as I said, that's not going away. We're just giving you an additional product to go a little bit further and handhold your learners through an experience, because we've heard that whilst this kind of tour and this kind of experience is really popular, sometimes you just want to add a little bit more structure to a tour. So if I go back to my presentation, and I'll just show you that we have now released this new product called Guided Tours. And what this is going to do, it's going to offer your viewers a step-by-step narrated tour of an environment. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to create that tour as well. It is still in beta, and there will be new features that come along. So if you do try it out, please bear that in mind. We'd love to hear your feedback as well as to what you think of it, as it's still developing. But this has been developed in response to that feedback that sometimes you don't want lots of buttons for someone to click or lots of hotspots. You would want to take people through in a sequential way. And we're going to have a look at that now. So what you're able to do with your 360 guided tour, I'm just going to find the right tab when I get it up. Here we go. And this is a great example. This is developed by some of my colleagues who are based in Finland. So here we have our introductory scene, and you just have one button to click at the bottom. So if I click on this button, you can see I've got some text here, and it says, "Welcome to the guided fire safety training." And you'll notice on the right-hand side, I also have a person and speaker icon. And when your viewer clicks on that speaker icon,
welcome to guided fire safety training.
It narrates the text for you. So now that means that the viewer can read the text, or they can choose to have that spoken to them. And rather than clicking on another hotspot to get that information, viewers can simply click on one button that will take them through the tour. Now, we've just got that in one focal point at the moment. You can see I'm just looking in one way, in one direction. But what you can also do is embed other ThingLinks as well. So this is a ThingLink that's been created to show you the floor map. And you can explore that with all the other types of tags, text and media tags, for example. And then click again, and it will move the scene automatically for you into another focal point that you've said that you want that person to go to. So here it now says, and we've got this is the emergency exit. I don't know why it's not playing. I probably clicked it too much. And then if I suppose because I played it already. And then if I click that again, you can see
here you will find the fire extinguisher one. Explore the 3D model to learn how to use it.
So I've just turned that off now, but now you can see I've got another ThingLink embedded, and it's also got a 3D model that's here as well. And you can see that I've got the tags there ready to click on the 3D model. So what you've seen so far, just in the first little opening there, is we've got our introductory view with text that can be narrated, and then you can move to focal points in a sequential way, and you can also embed your ThingLinks in there as well. I'll just click forward and show you how it's saying, let's continue to move to the next room. Let's let that read it out for you. I think I might have got it on silent, but anyway, right. So I'll click forward, and you can see now it's taken me to the next scene, and I've put the map there, or my colleagues have put the map there as the welcome on the next scene. And again, that's a ThingLink that's been embedded. And I'll click the arrow again.
In case of fire, turn off the main electricity switch.
There we go. And I've made sure that it calls out what's going to be on that image and that focal point. So I've said that, you know, you've got to check the electric here, and then I've got a ThingLink embedded of the electricity panel as well. So again, we can just move on, and it will take you through the scene sequentially. I'm just going to pause there because this is just such an exciting development. And I can already see that just from showing you you know, that those first few kind of scenes in this guided tour, you know, what does that mean for your viewers, and what's the kind of reasons that you might want to use this? And I've called a few out on the blog posts that we put together, but if you want people to experience that tour in exactly the same way, so it's a consistent experience, you'll be able to do that by having a guided tour. But also imagine if you showed people the tour in that free form way, so they could explore it and explore the different pages of the story, if you like, or the different kind of areas in that 360, and you created a free form tour, and then you would use this maybe to show them the answers after they'd seen the free form tour. So I'm just thinking that's just another way that you can use this. But also, what's really powerful about this particular tour is that you will also see viewing metrics as well. So you can see what percentage of people completed it, and also how many people had viewed it as well. So you're going to have those metrics built in. So I'm just going to continue through, and you see there I've got a ThingLink that's embedded that says, thank you for completing our demonstration for the guided fire safety tour. So that is a really simple little demo to show you the basic concepts of the guided tour, and that is a really structured experience, and it's also got that narration built in. And as Ivan said, we are looking to add in different accessibility features. As I mentioned, this is in beta, but this is something that is going to be really simple and easy to use as well. I'm just going to go back to my presentation because I just wanted to highlight a few more things as well. So I mentioned about viewing data. At the moment, we've got information, as I mentioned, on unique views and completion rate. But as you know, other products that we have, like Scenario Builder, we have more detailed information. So again, this is something that we'll be looking to grow with your feedback. Ivan, who's in our chat, who's answering our Q&A, has put together a really extensive support page as well. And in the slides, when I send them to you, you'll see that those links are built into the slides as well. So you'll be able to go through the support page and have all of the information that I'm sharing with you, which is about how to build the guided tours and experiences from scratch. So yeah, that'll all be there for you. And Ivan's done a great job, as he does with all of our support pages. The next thing that I just wanted to kind of call out, which is something quite exciting, and that is that 360 media is obviously the base media that you use for your guided tours. And I just wanted to, as some of you are aware, that Google Street View has now gone. But if you're looking to use 360 media, then of course you can use an external camera, like I've got the Insta360 here, or the Ricoh Theta as a 360 camera. If you have a Google Pixel phone, you can also take photosphere images to use with guided tours with your Google Pixel phone, which is there as a camera option, and it works in a very similar way to Google Street View camera, which is where you take lots of pictures and it stitches it together for you automatically. Alternatively, you can buy images from 360 Cities if you wanted to buy content. But I think there's a really interesting point here, and that's another, in the world of AI, you know, where there are different types of 360 media that you might want to use. So guided tours, as we've seen from the health and safety one that I showed you, and even from, you know, my little kind of 360 sort of museum tour, that those are true to life experiences. But there are also ways now in which you can create your own 360 images. And I just wanted to show you this because we've been inundated with people who are saying that they're using this tool. And if you haven't seen it before, it's called Skybox Labs. And I'm going to show you a demonstration of how this works. So with the Sky Blockade Labs, I'm just going to go here. This is an AI tool which is completely free to use. You don't need to log in. I'm just going to take myself out of the picture so you get the whole picture there. And this is a 360 image creator that you could use for your virtual tours, in ThingLink, that you might create the freeform type tours or the guided tours. And I just showed this to a school in London, and they were just blown away by it all. So imagine I wanted to create a shopping mall with grocery stores. You would enter in your prompt and then choose what type of image that you wanted to have. So I'm going to say realistic and click generate. And that will automatically then create a 360 image. You can see the green line going along. And we're seeing these kinds of images being used for training or for games rooms, escape rooms, those types of games-based learning activities. I saw one where a student had created a whole fantasy world to show Bible studies. So here you have the 360 image that's just been generated with a shopping mall with grocery stores. So I just think that that's a really, really nice addition if you're looking to create 360 images to use within ThingLink. And of course, you can select whether you want realistic type images or whether you want to use something which looks, surreal or nebula or watercolor. So you've got lots of options there that you can play around with. And when you're ready, you would simply click the download button and it would download that for you as well. So no, my mouse has gone a bit sticky. Okay, so now I think it would be a good time to have a look at the actual guided tour product within your ThingLink account. And many of you I know have already got ThingLink accounts. If you haven't got a ThingLink account, you can go and start one today for free and have a free trial. But when you log in, you'll go into your ThingLink account. And here I am, I'm logged in. And in your account page, you'll see the media that you've created already or uploaded. So you can see here that I've created a guided tour end screen. There we go. That's one with leaving me feedback. And I've also got a guided tour start screen. And I've just created those in ThingLink and they're just there for me. It's the same with any 360 images I've uploaded as well. They're in here, and they're the 360 images I would use to create my freeform type virtual tours or learning experiences. So you'll see underneath here now you have a tours button, and this is where your guided tours can be created. So to start off, you'll want to think about where your 360 images are that you want to use to create your guided tour. Now, you're unable, so you won't be able to use content that you've already uploaded into your account page because it's a different type of editor. We are going to add in a feature where you can download the 360 image that you've already uploaded to your account page, but that's not available just yet. There are ways of doing it, but for the moment you'll need to re-upload your 360 image into the tours because, as I said, they're separate editors. So the first thing to do is to click Create Tour. And here you have the dialog box. And this is where you can give your tour a name. So I just say museum tour. And this is where you can select the language of the narrator as well. So here I'm going to select British English because I'm using British English text actually in the guided tour. But as you can see, there's already about 17 different languages. And as Ivan's put into the chat, there's about 17 languages there already, but we are looking to expand as we move forward out of beta. So I'm just going to put this into British English and click create. So now I have my interface to start creating my guided tour. And the first thing I want to do is upload a 360 image. So here I have my images ready to use, and I'll upload my 360 image. And that doesn't take very long. And there we have it. So here's my first 360 image that I've got ready to add into. So I think what I would like to show you first of all is that I've got 2 points here. This is actually scene 1, but I can also add in another scene. So if I go over to my downloads and upload, I'll put in another 360 image. You can see now that it will be scene 1 and scene 2. When it loads, it's a rather big image. And that's how you add your additional scenes, because remember that they're going to be shown in sequence. It still does the grayed out, so you know you're on that transition. And here's my next scene, and I just uploaded a kitchen just to show you something completely different. So here I can switch between scene 1 and scene 2. There we go. So I'm back in my scene 1, and I want to put a focal point, which is where I want to start my tour. So I'm going to have a focal point, which is going to be the view when you first come in and open up the tour. Now, as you'll remember, I had a scene that I'd already created, which was my start scene. And I'm just going to click on the share button here and get the share link and copy that. And then back in my guided tour editor, you can see now I have a new focal point. And here you can choose between a selection, so it's just a selection, or you can have a crosshair, which will show a kind of pulsating kind of crosshairs. So you're showing the focal point. And one of the reasons that we're doing that is because some of the feedback said that if you have a hotspot, sometimes it can obscure something in the 360 image. So actually having a focal point, it brings the viewer's attention to that focal point. So we've got our new focal point, and now we want to add some text. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to paste in the link of that ThingLink and click the save button, and there we have it. So now I've got my start of the tour. So if I go to the preview mode, here it says museum tour, which is what we called it, and then click on the arrow, and then I've got my ThingLink. So that's already given us that nice experience of going through the kind of virtual tour front door, if you like. Okay, so I'll go back to my editor view, and we're going to choose another focal point. So I'm going to click on the plus button to add my next focal point. And I'm going to choose this sarcophagus here and click on the tick. And you can see now I've got those crosshairs. So after my viewer has seen the ThingLink that I put there at the start, they're going to see the crosshairs and see that I've pointed it on that focal point, and I can add some text. So my text is going to be exactly what a sarcophagus is. And to be quick, I've got that ready to paste in there. So there I have my text. I can add in additional text if I want to. It's easy. I'll pop it in the chat, Marcus, so you'll get the link to the 360. And there is my text there ready to move along. And I can keep adding additional text and additional focal points. So I'll add a new focal point and put it onto this marble statue. Again, I can have it just as a focal area, or I can have it as crosshairs. And I click the tick, and then I can add some text on here, and I've got some text ready to paste in here as well. And there we have it. So I'll click the tick, and there we have my tour with my ThingLink on entrance. It will go to the focal point 2, which is the sarcophagus, and then we'll go to focal point 3. And you can drag and drop your focal points around so that you can have them displaying in different order as well if you wanted to. And if you want to jump to your next scene, you're able to do that as well. So here I've got my scene 1, but I can also move to scene 2, and I can add additional thing links or additional text in there as well if I wanted to. So I will now preview this so you can see what it looks like so far. So we've got our museum tour, the ThingLink, which we put at the start, our focal point with the flesh eating in Greek, and then go to our statue with the focal point, click the arrow again, and then because we've completed all of the clicks and all of the focal points, it's taken us to the next scene in the tour, which happens to be a 360 kitchen, which I had in my account there. And viewers can also click to go back as well and start the tour again. And that's as hard as it gets, really. It's super simple to use and easy to put together. Once you start playing around with it, you're able to add in lots of different scenes, lots of different focal points. And then what I'm going to do now is just show you another feature that you can add in as well. So, for example, if I wanted to have a YouTube of a fire extinguisher, I'm able to do that as well. So if I just pop over to YouTube and I'll just get one of a fire extinguisher. And here I've got this first one. I won't take the adverts, and I'll click the share, get the copy from that. And then if I go back into my editor, you can see I've got the focal point, I've got that selection over, and then I click save, add the text, and then all I need to do is just paste in the YouTube there as well. Click the tick, and there we have my YouTube embedded. So as you can see, it's so far as a beta product. If I go to the preview now, I'm able to click the button to go through a ThingLink, different points of text, which can also be narrated, go to different scenes, and then embed YouTube clips as well at the moment. Now, what we've been able to do so far is to use that editor to create all of the different points of focus. We can also, with our settings here, we can go back in and change the title. And if you wanted to, you could change the language if you needed to. And you can also put this in the bin, of course. And then when it comes to the sharing, you can embed this into a website as well. So I'll just show you that again. If I click the share button, you can embed this directly into a website. So you might want to put that either into your LMS, for example, or you can get the direct link to share with people as well. Now, what's really great about this and the guided tour experience, if I just go back to my presentation, is that you can also use your guided tours in your ThingLink scenario builder as well. So many of you have been using our scenario builder to create branched learning experiences. So now you'll be able to have a guided tour that's part of that scenario, add questions in afterwards, and then maybe show the guided tour as an answer, or you could have other questions and other branches, and the whole thing can just be embedded directly into your website or LMS as well. I'm going to just stop there and just sort of see if there's any other questions that you want us to answer. And then I'm also going to share some news about our forthcoming AR app as well. Is there any questions? And I see that Kyla's joined us now. Hi, Kyla. Hi, Kyla.
Hi there. Hello. Hi, everyone.
So, yeah, we've just been showing everyone how to create the guided tours and why we've got guided tours now as a new product in ThingLink. And I know that you've already started to have a play with it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's such a great addition to the suite, and it's brilliant that it allows you to see a tour in a completely different way from a self-guided tour. So we've already seen so many exciting applications for it. It's got a really bright future, I think. And I've seen some really great ideas in the chat of some other ways that it could be developed. So that's also really exciting. It's I think, as everyone knows, ThingLink often uses the feedback from users to help develop the product. So anything that you can suggest, any tips that you can give us from when you've used it would be fantastic. We love to hear all this feedback.
Thanks. And you're also doing quite a few case studies as well for us, aren't you? And we're looking for case studies of using guided tours. And I've got our first one coming up soon, which I can't share just yet, but it's where a student has used it to create some Bible studies. And she's used the 360 image creator tool.
That's right. And I've actually just seen in the chat as well that we've got a couple of people. We've got the Stewart Museum in Nebraska. Hi, guys, who we recently did a case study on. So if you haven't read that one, that's a fantastic case study on Scenario Builder. And we've also got Sarah. Hi, Sarah, from the Royal Ontario Museum, who we did a case study on, I think about a year ago now, their virtual exhibition, the Great Wales exhibition. So again, if you haven't checked out that case study, that's a really good one to look at, with lots of tips and tricks on creating virtual tours, virtual museum visits and exhibitions. So yeah, definitely go and check out those two case studies on the blog.
Thanks, Kyla. So as you saw from our first kind of intro, that ThingLink is now a suite of tools, which we're just delighted about. And we will be releasing later this year a ThingLink AR app. This is where you'll be able to take images with your iPhone, upload them to ThingLink, and then annotate them. And then someone who has that ThingLink access will be able to hover their phone over that image, and they'll be able to know the AR app's not already available. I'm just giving you some sneaky information to let you know that it is coming. It's something we're developing. But, you know, that's going to, you know, be another string to our bow in terms of the different products under the umbrella of ThingLink. And I know there's a few more questions just coming in, but I know that it will soon be running out of time. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's joined us already this evening. And if you haven't got an account with us, please do sign up for a free trial. And next week, same time, same place, we are also going to be expanding that thinking around AI in immersive learning, showing you what tools are out there that can be complementary to creating, those branched learning experiences. And we'd love to see you there. So please do sign up for that one as well. Are there any other questions?
I'm just having a look through. A couple of questions about a is the AR ThingLink app already available? You've covered that.
Oh, thank you, 3D Scotland. It's always good to get the good feedback. Oh,
we had some questions about adding sound files on a focal point. That's a good question, and it's something that we'll definitely feed back to the team. I think
yeah, I think we'll only see this grow and grow. But yes, it's super exciting. And thanks to everyone who's joined us from all over. We've had people come in from Iowa, people from the Western Isles and Scotland, which is just fantastic to see where everyone's coming from. And we'll keep you posted. But as I said, I'll send out an email tomorrow that'll have the links to this presentation and other links in as well. And of course, the replay, if you want to have a look at that again. So if there's no more questions, thanks ever so much. And we look forward to seeing you next week, if you can join us for that one as well. And also join in our communities. We just love to see you there as well, either on Facebook or Twitter. And yeah, thanks ever so much for joining us. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.